Prices rise every year, but your income doesn't have to fall behind. So let's talk about how to keep your retirement paycheck growing even when everything else gets more expensive. With that being said, ladies and gents, just here to drop a few cents. You're here to retire with Earl. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and check the links in the description below. But let's get started. Inflation is a quiet force. It never sleeps. You don't always notice it day to day, but over time, it slowly starts to eat away at what your retirement money could buy. And in retirement, that you already know, it could be a huge problem. Ultimately, because once the paycheck stops, you have to start relying on whatever you have saved. And if that income doesn't grow, inflation will eventually it's going to catch up to you. All right. Now, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, inflation is averaged just under 3% every year. All right, over the last few decades. So we kind of know that at any rate, whatever happens, the cost of living is going to double pretty much every 24 years. That means $50 of groceries today is going to cost you $100 down the road. And if your income it stays flat, effectively, you're losing purchasing power. So even though your money's safe, you're safely going broke. So how do you protect against that? Well, folks, that's what today we're going to break down. And first off, understand the problem with fixed income in a rising cost world. You got to understand the problem of having fixed income. And a lot of retirees, they have fixed income. They have, your pensions, social securities, or you have annuities, something that pays the same amount every single month. And I'm not going to lie, stability, I'm pretty sure it feels good. But over time, that flat income is going to lose value. So if you're getting, say, $3,000 a month today, that might feel comfortable now, but 10, 12, 15 years down the road, it's going to feel a lot tighter, even if you're spending the same amount. That's why inflation protection needs to be part of your retirement income plan from day one. You need to think about inflation from day one. Because while, we can't stop the prices from rising, you can build a plan, folks, that helps your income rise right along with that inflation. So you need to have something that kind of counteracts. And that's where you have the role of certain index annuities. Okay. One of the best ways to do that is by using fixed index annuities or FIAs, especially those with inflation adjusted income riders. All right. You can have something that pretty much works as a rider to keep everything going up. But what makes it unique is your regular traditional fixed annuity is going to pay out steady income, but it's going to be flat. Now, your fixed index annuity, on the other hand, it links your growth to a market index, kind of like the S&P 500, all those things, allowing you to earn interest when the market rises, but never lose money when it falls. Now, some of those contracts, you could actually have it go a step further, and they offer income riders, and that could actually increase over time. So increased payouts over time makes the market performance built in for annual step-ups, right? So instead of your income staying flat forever, this gives you potential for growth, and it's going to be automatic. You don't have to worry about it. It's like giving your retirement paycheck a built-in raise. You get a raise when you're working, well, you need a raise during retirement. That's where those income riders come into play. Now, how income protected income works, right? Let's say you roll over a portion of your 401k or you have 50,000 for whatever in a fixed index annuity, right? Under the IRS 402C code, it allows tax-free money that could be tax deferred, stay tax deferred, and continue to grow quietly behind the scenes. So when you start income, your annuity may credit additional growth each year, depending on how the market performs that year. So if the market has a good year, guess what? Your future income base, it may increase, giving you a higher payouts later on. Or even if it's flat years, guess what? Your income's protected, so you're not losing anything. It's not dropping. All right, they did a survey 2024, right? More than 60% of annuity buyers now choose contracts with rising income features because they want predictability and you want to have that flexibility. You want to know that you could keep up with inflation. It's simple but powerful, folks. Your bills go up, your income should go up. When you're working, you understand that. When you retire, you need to understand that. And now here's the thing: they talk about the math of falling behind. All right, let's put it easy perspective. Super simple. Give you guys an example. Let's say if you retired 20 years ago, 2004, $3,000 a month in income. You need about $5,100 a month today just to have the same purchasing power, even with average inflation. And what is that? That's a 70% increase in expenses without changing your lifestyle. Now imagine another 30 years from now, or actually another 20 years from now, 2044. That same $3,000 a month will end up being $8,500 just to keep pace. That's why relying solely on a static income source like a fixed pension or a level annuity, it could be dangerous over long term. And the thing is, for most people, you don't notice it right away, but slowly that inflation is going to start, stealing comfort from you. That's why I always talk about modern annuities with rising income. All right, that's such a game changer. Add that on as a writer. I've been licensed for the last 10 years. A lot of my clients use that. But the great thing is having that power of something that's tax deferred. And that's another key advantage. You have tax deferral income. Now, what that means is when your annuity is funded from a rollover from a 401k, 403b, an IRA, it keeps all its tax deferred benefits. That means you don't pay taxes on your growth each year, only when you withdraw. And there's a difference between withdrawals and loaning. All right. And that's important because that lets your account compound faster without losing momentum and then not worrying about the IRS taking away that momentum. Right. Morningstar did a huge search last year of uninterrupted tax, right? Uninterrupted tax deferral growth could boost your portfolio anywhere from 25 up to 40% more growth compared to taxable accounts over a 30-year period. Now that's huge. So you quietly stay ahead, not by taking more risk, right? But you keep more of your money working for you. The more you have in there, the more it's going to be able to work for you, right? And I'll tell you guys this. A great example earlier this year, 2025, I had a client just turned 65. Just turned 65. They're getting ready to retire. They got 400,000 in an IRA. Now we roll that over to a fixed index annuity with an inflation adjusted income rider, right? So the contract started automatically paying $2,000 a month at age 66. Now, here's the key. It started at $2,000 a month at 66, but increased over time based on that annuity's performance. If the market, guess what, it rises, guess what? That annuity is going to credit a little bit more. So next year is going to be a step up of 2,200, and the year after that, 2,200 a year. So you see, getting a little bit more every single month. So you're not taking on more risk. You're just simply letting your annuity do what it's designed to work for you. Meanwhile, the principal, we're talking about growth. The principal stays protected, your growth stays tax deferred, and your income could keep climbing, helping you stay ahead of any kind of inflation. I'm not gonna lie, it's quiet, it's steady. You might not see these crazy numbers like if you're still investing, but guess what? You're keeping up with your lifestyle and cost of living. If it goes up, you have something that I call a peace of mind. But in retirement, you want to have a peace of mind you could count on. And the truth is here. Inflation is unpredictable, but you know it's going to happen. You know it's there and you can't control it, but you can plan for it. And that's what inflation protected annuities, it can help you do. They're going to give you that confidence, right, of a guaranteed paycheck with that flexibility to grow your income. As prices rise, you're not worrying about anything. And it's stable. You got a stability, adaptability. It's working together, giving you what you need. So you don't have to gamble on the market or hopes of savings that's going to be lasting you. You could build, have a structure that adjusts automatically instead of you trying to figure it out day in, day out. And that's peace of mind. A huge thing I see with a lot of clients, once they retire, they want that peace of mind. They don't want to have to worry, am I going to lose money if this happens? Am I going to lose money if that happens? The market crashes, my money is still in volatile accounts. We're not worried about that. They're not worried about inflation because they're outpacing it. If you could outpace inflation, that's huge. So that's where having that income rider, having inflation adjusted riders come in place when you have yourself an annuity. Now understand, annuities should not be your only source of retirement. Have your social security, have your stocks, have your real estate, have all these things working together, different investments, but have your annuity and your Social Security is guaranteed. I know December next month, I'm getting X amount of dollars from my Social Security, X amount of dollars from my annuity with income based riders, so I could take care of my bills, and then anything else I have extra, boom, you have it. So, folks, really wanted to break this down. If you want to make sure you're protecting your retirement income from inflation, this is a great tool. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, or you could click the link in the description to schedule a consultation with me. We could look to see if it's good because there are pros and cons. Look at the rest of the videos on my channel. I'm talking about the pros and the cons. This strategy, having annuities, is not for everyone, but it's a great thing to have a guarantee where you can outpace inflation. So with that being said, folks, like I said, ladies and gents, just here to drop a few cents. You're here to retire with Earl, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.